I don't think men realize that us girls care about looks too. We care about looks. And I've met so many guys who are losing their hair, for example, and they've looked me dead in the face and said, yeah, I don't want a girlfriend. Like, I'm taking my time. I'm in no rush to settle down. And these guys are balding. And I'm thinking to myself, they don't realize that once they lose their hair, their dating opportunities and mating opportunities are going to significantly drop, because there is a huge percent of the population, the female population, that do not want a bald guy. Now, I don't care, but a lot of girls do. And these guys are thinking like their looks don't matter, they're going to have options forever. And that's just simply not the case. And I wish men knew that their looks matter too.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, what is that saying about throwing stones when you live in a glass house? I mean, yeah, looks matter. So when you start looking in the mirror before you start talking about a guy losing his hairline. And yes, this gorilla is clear that there are men out there who are balding or are completely bald already, and they do express that they have dating difficulties. Some women out there just refuse to date bald men, and there are other women out there that love bald men. But what I've been told by some of my viewers is if they're bald, women require them to have a really good looking beard. If not, they pass on them. This gorilla can only repeat what he's been told. I mean, I'm a gorilla. I got a different kind of battle here. Either way, I just find it hilarious how a lot of women will say that men are very shallow because they base a woman's value on their looks, when women can be way more shallow than men. I mean, not just are you going to put a height requirement on the guy, you're going to put a hair requirement on him too? But heavens forbid if the man asks you what's your dress size or how much you weigh. No, he's crossing the line there. But don't worry, princess. Having a future dating struggle with a guy who's balding is not going to be your issue. Because as shallow as you say the guy's dating pool can be because he lost his hair, sister, trust me, your dating pool is about the size of a McDonald's medium-sized drink, half filled with ice. Moving on.
To the women who date bald men, first of all, thank you so much for your service. Second of all, what does it feel like to have the most aura points in the world for curing humanity and incels everywhere in that way? And lastly, did you put that on your resume? Did you put lover of bald kings on your resume? Because I think you should, because it shows you're hardworking and willing to take on a job way above your pay level. Okay, like we're all gonna be bald eventually, but you're doing that like in your 20s, in your 30s. You're just like, no, I'm hardworking. I'm willing to take this job nobody else is willing to take yet.
Pathetic.
Dang, son, you could tell the entitlement's high when this five-head having camel jaw built queen decides to get up on here and talk major smack about bald men. As she said, thank you women for helping out those incels everywhere. And if you put that in your resume that you're a lover of bald kings, I just gotta ask this queen, does she put in her resume, future single mom in the making, need a Chad or a Tyrone to help out with that? I mean, I find it awesome when these mids think that they have some kind of high ground to be talking smack about somebody else's looks. But let it not be said that this gorilla does not see the value in dating this woman. I mean, think about it, gentlemen. If you start dating this woman, you'll never have to worry about losing your keys. Why? Because when you get home and if you don't have your keys on you, simple. Use her head as a battering ram. Those hinges will come down in 3 seconds.
Sick bird!
Moving on.
You know what type of man I don't date? The almost bald guy. Like, either have a full head of hair or just be bald. Why is your hair hanging on for dear life? Men who are almost bald are way too insecure for me. First of all, they speak so softly, you can barely hear what they're saying. Like, if you can't speak up and order your drink, how you gonna speak up for me in life? And they always want you to talk to the waitress when their order's wrong. Like, babe, if you can't send back a latte, how are you gonna handle a real problem? And they're always adjusting their hats or pulling down their hair or their dreadlocks to cover the bald spots like we're not noticing. Like, at that point, just let it go. Bald is beautiful, just like confidence.
I don't believe I heard you correctly.
Oh, trust me, queen. You know what? A guy who's losing his hairline, he's got an easy clapback for that. You know the type of woman that he don't like to date? The one that plasters on like 5 pounds of fake up, who is super insecure about any kind of small imperfection in her skin that she's got to patch up her pores like she was patching up holes in the roof. Well, damn, sweetheart, it's not like men can't notice, right? All the things that you said that the bald guy does. What about you? You plaster on for 2 hours before you go on the date. During the date, you go back into the bathroom to fix up that wall plaster if it started to crack somewhere. It don't stop there. We got insecure height women that have to wear high heel shoes. They also try to imitate walking mattresses because they gotta have that butt padding. That bra padding. They insecure the front, they insecure the back. And girlfriend, don't let this gorilla get started on that weave, because you ain't fooling nobody. That's not a high quality one either. Honey, the point of all of this is, how is it that you women could stand there when you constantly patch up all your imperfections? I mean, there's a multi-billion-dollar industry about patching up and covering and hiding women's physical imperfect features, but you're gonna stand there and say, oh yeah, check out your hairline. Either have full hair or take it all off so you can be beautiful, you know. I mean, this gorilla could tell you, either have natural eyelashes or take them all off. Bald eyelashes are beautiful, you know. Moving on.
I have a long list of grievances with the bald community, but one day at a time. And first things first is stop wearing beanies. Specifically, beanies in the gym. We know you're bald. Why else would you be wearing a beanie in the gym? Second of all, stop trying to hide it. Stop trying to hide it. I want to be able to see that glazed donut of a bald head. Why are you hiding it?
Well, Queen, guess what? That balding community that you're complaining about, that you have all this problem with their beanies and trying to hide everything, well, first thing, they probably have a big problem with those Walmart jewelry section cheap hoop earrings that you're wearing. Come on, if you're gonna wear some earrings, put some effort into it. Go get some quality stuff, not the $12 sweatshop knockoff version, okay? Second of all, trust me, they probably want to see a glaring donut too, just not the same one that you want to see. But exactly who are you to make any demands over these guys? Just let it go, sis. If you're gonna date them, just date them. If you're not gonna date them, then don't. The one who's making a problem of their hairline is you. I mean, someone in the comments help me out. This gorilla doesn't understand how a person who uses a bottle of cheap blonde hair dye thinks that she has got the high ground to talk to somebody whose hairline is disappearing. I mean, sweetie, if the curtains don't match the drapes, you really shouldn't be talking. Moving on.
I just want to say, if you're bald, you can't talk to me. I'm sorry. My daddy bald. Like, I'm young, I'm beautiful. Like, I'm not at the point in my dating pool where I need a bald man. You know, like, that signifies a certain, you know, pit in my life, and I'm not there yet. Okay, I'm not even 27. I don't need to be with nobody bald. Like, if you've made the choice, or if God has made the choice to, you know, rescind your hairline, that's on you and everybody 34 and up. But that's not on me. So don't try to put that on me like I need to be with somebody bald, you know? It's like, you bald. You bald, full stop. Don't talk to me. My daddy bald, full stop, okay? It just, you know, I can't do it. Sorry. If you do that, that's fine. But me, as for me and my house, we're gonna praise the Lord. So it's no bond. Thanks.
Ho, ho! Fiction can be fun.
Let me get this straight. This woman is 27 years old. In other words, she's like 3 years away from the wall. And she says she's too young and too beautiful to date a bald man. Full stop. Yeah, you bald, you can't talk to her. All right, Colleen, let me tell you something. I'm pretty sure there are bald men out there that have got their own standards. And they say, hey, I don't want a ratchet queen with some raptor claws be hollering at me. I mean, sweetie, have you looked in the mirror? You got a second chin developing on you. You got plenty of your own problems. And do not act like that's your natural hair. And any of you ladies who want to take a shot at me in the comments, go ahead. My rule of thumb is, if you're going to start talking smack about another person's physical features, it's game on. If you can dish it out and you can't take it, you shouldn't be putting yourself out on social media like that, because boom, them blows is coming. I really have to ask you women, what makes you think that you are so special, out of a man's league, that you could put something out like that when you yourselves are nowhere near the top? Hell, you're a lower tier mid, at best, with department store faker plastered on. I bet if the ball man was Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you'd be changing your tune there. Get out of here with that BS about, oh, I can't date a bald man because my daddy's bald. If your daddy was 6 feet tall, you gonna say you can't date a 6 feet tall man? Please, miss me with that bull, honey. I'll give you about 5-6 more years when you're a single mom. Then all of a sudden, a bald man with a good job becomes real sexy, now don't he? Moving on.
Pro tip, date a bald dude. Date a bald dude. Just do it. Because A, bald dudes are hot. As long as they got like the bald head beard combo, they're hot. 2, you don't have to worry about them having a receding hairline because it's already gone.
No, do not do this. Do not follow this advice. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not date the bald dude. I used to think just like this too. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But let me tell you about the time that I did date a bald dude. Back when I was in college, I went on a trip to Israel. And on my trip to Israel, there was a guy on my trip. Bald dude. Bald dude. Very attractive, but bald dude. Anyway, very attractive bald dude. It's bald dude. I didn't know if I was attracted to him. I mean, we were in our 20s. There weren't many bald people at that time. But this is a weird filter. Okay, this doesn't work. We were in Tiberias, I believe, at a club in Tiberias, and we were in a club and we met on the dance floor. Kind of hung up the rest of the trip, and I thought, okay, that's it. That's the last of it, right? Especially since I lived in New Jersey, he lived in Long Island. We kept in touch like a little bit, but then it kind of faded over the years. And then I heard from him like a couple years later out of the blue, and I went to visit him. I think his sister at that point was coming back from Israel. They had like his whole family there to do a going away party. He invited me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like meeting this guy's family already. But they were fantastic. I stayed over. It was awesome. And I'm like, oh my God, I've met my dream person. This man, he was kind. He had a great family. He was Jewish. Not that I needed somebody Jewish, but it just helped, you know? It was phenomenal. I'm like, this is my happily ever after, right? He then invited me to go to a wedding with him in Maryland, one of his friends' weddings. We went to a wedding, got a hotel room. Great time. Epic, right? Then he comes to visit me at my place, right? We were supposed to go out and like hang out with some of my friends. He suddenly said he wasn't feeling well. Okay, I get it. What can I do? Can I get you ginger ale? What would you like? How can I help? Then he started like profusely sweating, and I'm like, bro, you okay? And like, he's just like, my stomach hurts really bad. And listen, like we've all been there, you know? It happens to all of us. But then he made it out, and then he still was like, I just really don't feel well. And I could see he like really was not feeling well, and I felt terrible. I forget how the night ended. He left, and then thereafter, he started being a little bit weird. A little bit shady. Like, and this man, he was always so kind. He was always like very good at following up. He just like seemed perfect, right? And he just started being weird. He started getting very short with me, or he like wouldn't respond. Make a long story short, at some point I learned that he actually had a drug problem, addicted to heroin. And him, he used to have a drug problem, and then he was better, and then he relapsed. And that night that he was at my house, it wasn't a stomach ache. It was actually withdrawals. And then he told me that he started to feel better because he actually had brought his drug of choice, the one that rhymes with heroin, to my house and did it in my bathroom. And no, I had absolutely no idea because I've never done that before in my life. He also did not use any needles or anything to do it. Apparently, there's other ways to do it. So I had no idea. Then he went to rehab, and then he came out, met a girl, and had a baby and got married. And that is why you don't date the bald dude. Don't trust the bald dude.
Seriously, Queen, you're actually giving advice to other women not to date a bald man because you had one bad experience with one bald guy that you actually liked, and he had a addiction problem. I mean, he had heroin. And yeah, okay, your personal experience is valid. This girl is not invalidating what you went through, but how in the hell can you make a blanket statement saying, hey, don't date bald men because I had this one bad experience, so this is why we don't date the bald men? That's like saying don't date a ginger because I had a bad experience with a redheaded guy. That sounds dumb. I'm gonna say it. It's stupid, but I get it. A lot of women take one example and then they just want to reflect what they went through on every woman out there. And I'm going to take this opportunity right now to actually address viewers that are going through a balding phase, and they have expressed in the comments in more than one video that them going bald has given them problems. Completely understandable. We all have struggles. Some guys out there in the comment section say that they don't make enough money to be attractive. Others say that, hey, they weren't genetically gifted with good looks, or they weren't genetically gifted with being 6 feet tall, or they're just not in shape. Listen, gentlemen, I understand. We all have struggles that we're going through. We adapt and overcome. But like I said in the comments of my previous video, that comment section which inspired this video. This gorilla understands you have a unique struggle, but keep going at it. Listen, bums like this woman, who cares about them? You can't base your future dates on scrubs like her. You just keep going. And yeah, this gorilla did insert the Nutrafol link to help you recover a little bit of your hairline. There are ways around it. But one thing I have to say, no matter how hard it gets, never change who you are for some ditzy queen out there. No, brother, you address your struggles, and if you decide to take a procedure for hair implants or whatever you're gonna go, you do it for you, not for her, never for anyone else other than you. Hey, keep up the good fight, gentlemen. Keep it going. Keep suggesting videos like these in the comments. And as for this last queen, all I gotta say is, how does she know that the next guy that she wants to date that has a full set of hair isn't the next Ted Bundy?
Impossible.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.